Hello again, guys. Right, where we left off, we chose the Tremere, the Blood Sorcerers. So yeah, we're going to keep the clan Tremere, gender male, and now we can choose the history, which is basically what we did before we became a vampire. This wasn't in the normal game. You have to use the mod for it. So yeah, let's have a look. Country Club Lotharo. We're living in the age of soccer moms, and don't you know it? Yeah, hubby might be pulling down 7 figures, but you got an empty day planner and a grin that drops panties like putts on a par 3. Swap the priority order of the attributes to social, physical, and mental. I have no idea what Lothario is. Soccer moms? You mean football? Grr. Anyway, con artist. Discipline and order. Only one thing counts in this life, and that is to get them to sign on the line that is dotted. Swap the priority order of your abilities to skills, talents, and knowledges. Highway drifter. Between the small towns that drop the Midwest, there's a lot of open space, a lot of long shadows, and a lot of room to disappear. You know, you've done it, and you may have helped some other people do it too. You start the game with 1 point in melee, but it will cost you more experiences to buy humanity points, and you are more likely to frenzy. No, thank you. Eerie presence. Most vampires have no problem fitting into mortal society. You don't know what it is, but you just can't pull it off. You're doing everything they're doing, but something about you seems to make humans uneasy. Sometimes it seems it's like they can sense you. You were a perfectly affable, intellectual human, so what gives? It costs less experience to raise your mental attributes, but it costs you more experience to raise your social attributes and your stealth ability. Meh. Deceptive strength. You used to be quite clumsy, but the embrace gave you unnatural reserves of physical power. You can never raise dexterity and perception above 3, but when you use your blood buff, it lasts longer. Okay. Eldritch prodigy. You have a natural gift for the dark arts of thaumaturgy, and can use it to a greater effect than most Tremere. Thaumaturgy is your all-consuming passion to the exclusion of nearly every other pursuit. You start with 1 extra point in thaumaturgy, however you suffer at 1 point penalty to any experience award of 3 or more. Now that sounds more negative than positive. Infernal. Your forebears paid an awful price in their quest for power. The deal still holds, and you'll continue to pay for all eternity. Advancement in thaumaturgy costs less experience, but all specs has half the duration, and you may never raise dominate over 3. These are all rubbish. Extra point in thaumaturgy, but you can't. It'll cost more to 3 or above. You can never raise dexterity and perception above 3. No. It costs less experience to raise your mental attributes, but it costs more experience to raise your social and stealth. No. Well, I don't know. Highway drifter. You start the game with 1 point in melee, but it costs more humanity point. More likely to frenzy. Swap the priority order of your abilities to skills, talents, and knowledges. Attributes to social, physical, and mental. Let's do con artist. You don't have to choose one, but swap the priority order of abilities, skills, talents, and knowledges. I guess that just means that they get more points in it or something. Anyway, can we change his name? Yeah, we can. Let's change it to... What should I change it to? Trying to think of a good name. Maybe we should just call it Major Shepherd? We'll call him... Kyle. I always name my characters Kyle when they're a guy. Right. 3 attributes, 6 abilities that I can put in, and 1 discipline. Let's put the point in strength. Strength is the measure of a character's physical prowess. It is crucial for both unarmed and melee combat feats. I probably won't level up that much. Dexterity, the speed and agility of your characters. Dexterity will increase rock pricking and seeking. Stamina, your character's overall toughness, prevent damage from bullets, pulleys, batons, and baseball bats. Increases soak bashing. I'll do that. Charisma. Measures... A closed cloister of secret sorcerers, the Tremere mistrusted and generally disliked. Tremere eschew physical prowess in favour of mental abilities, but are predators still. Measure your character's abilities. Charisma. Measure your character's abilities to sway others through personality. Charisma is an important part of the persuasion feat. Alright. Well, I can't put one in there, but I've got 2 points. Oh, I must be able to put it in mental then. Blood magic is not something a vampire may dabble in. Only the strongest minds survive to practice the art. Perception. Measures the character's awareness of the surroundings. Perception is necessary for range combat and inspection feats. Sure. Intelligence indicates your character's ability to learn, think, and remember. Intelligence is essential for the research and intimidate feats. Why is intelligence for intimidate? Anyway, wits measures the sharpness of your character's mind and ability to think on their feet. Wits improve the defense and hacking feats. We'll put a point in that. Abilities. Mental attributes. Blood magic is not something... Oh, it's already said that. To control sanguineous magic requires great innate talent. Brawl. To fight barehanded. Brawl is important for the unarmed combat feat, which also makes it easier to feed on the unwilling. Dodge determines the character's ability to avoid taking damage in all forms of combat. It increases your ability to instill fear and force cooperation in others. Intimidate naturally increases the intimidate feat. Measures your characters to conceal their motives and deceive others. Subterfuge is needed to feat of seduction. Sure, why not? And have one in dodge. Attributes. Many Tremere practice their dark arts to the exclusion of other lesser pursuits. Firearms. Determines how well your character aims and causes damage with guns of all types. We'll put 2 in that. Melee. Probably won't use that. Security. Displays your character's knowledge of how locks and security system works. Security is needed for lockpicking feat. Stealth. Measures your character's ability to move silent and avoid being detected. Crucial to deployment. I'll do stealth. Knowledges. The supernaturally sharpened mind of Tremere can dissect any field of study. Indicates your character's ability to cooperate computers. Operate, not cooperate. So computer knowledge is needed for the hacking feat. Finance. Your character's ability to evaluate the market value of items. That's just an alarm outside. Finance is needed for the haggle feat. Measure your character's ability to notice minute details or information. Ability to gather information, debate, learn new skills, scholarship increases your research persuasion feat. Investigation. Right, disciplines. All specs enhances your mental faculties and allows you to see the auras of those around you. All levels of all specs cost 1 blood per activation. All specs carries no risk of violating the Masquerade. Level 1 adds 1 point to wits, reveals the auras of the living and undead within a short distance. Lasts 20 seconds per activation. Dominate. The superior strength of the vampiric mind allows your character to control their minds of weaker kind and even some kindred. Dominate effects are covert actions. They cannot be traced back to you and carry no risk of violating the Masquerade. Thaumaturgy. Blood magic. Vampire practitioners of thaumaturgy can bend blood to powerful and terrible ends. The effects are spectacular and obviously supernatural and should not be used in safe areas. What's the first one? Blood. A projectile will strike a victim. If you remain still and the victim lives, the bloodshot will return with stolen blood from your victim. Ooh. Target memory sinks into a deep trance. Taking any action against it will make them prematurely. Ooh, brain wipe. Yeah. So yeah, that's my character. Kyle. 2 stamina, 1 strength, 1 dexterity, 1 charisma, 1 manipulation, 1 appearance, 2 perception, 1 intelligence, 2 wits, 0 brawl, 1 dodge, 0 intimidation, 1 in subterfuge, 2 in firearms, no in melee, none in security, 1 in stealth, no in computers, no in finance, 1 in investigation, none in scholarship, 1 in all specs, 2 in dominate, and 1 in thaumaturgy. So yeah, in the next video we'll be doing it with this character, Kyle, the Tremere, with the blood magic and the guns and the pew pew! And yeah, so I shall see you in the next video, guys. See ya!